over the weekend, or the past couple of days, some Cam Reddish highlights came about. You know, this is off-season workout season. And Cam was out there putting in some workout. He was showing off a little pull-up game, you know, slashing to the hoop, a little corner three. So the Cam Hive erupted, man. We posted this on Instagram, posted this on YouTube, and the comments are hilarious, man. Let me go through some of these comments in real time just to show you how crazy the Cam Hive is right now. Let me go through a couple of comments, man. So to everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's read together as a family here. Let's do a little family reading. All right, so we have. Let me read something here. So we have. Let's see. We have some Paul George comparisons. We have Jew Rolls Dolo King says, where is he going to fit? Seriously. Socks a Million says, contract year, he's about to ball out. I am Jay Kerr on Instagram says, you can really see the Paul George-like similarities in his game. You got Borg Wav says, I think he makes RJ expendable. So,
my goodness.
Listen, man. Johnny Skakura says, I would love to have him in the rotation. Too bad Tibbs is our coach. I think that's a more realistic one. Glory lives. Cam got Paul George potential if he stays on the court. And then you have the people say, this is just a workout. He's going too slow. He has got no motor. A Legacy Classic says nothing. LOL. So there you have it, man. You know, you have legend to he's not going to be good for us.
And everything in between.
And everything in between. You know, everything in between. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it,
man. Oh boy, where do we start with this? Where do we start with this?
I mean, look, you know, we know what they paid for him. I thought this was an organizational mishap in terms of trading for a kid who you didn't really have a concrete plan for. You know, this isn't trading for a veteran to help you for the dog days, to get you through, to make a playoff push, solidify your bench. This is a kid who has potential, has promise. He's a lottery pick, falling on tough times, who needs playing time to see what you have. And he's on a contract. His contract is expiring. So the clock is ticking. The sands in the hourglass are going down. You don't have much organizational control. And you have to evaluate him on a team that you've stacked up with more young players and more vets. Trick dicey situation. I look at his skill sets, his potential. It's all there, right? It's all there. Potential 3-level scorer, potential good defender, 6'8", wingspan, all of that good stuff. But I look at a rotation right now. This is no Mitchell. Your starting five is Brunson, RJ, Fournier, Randall, Mitch. Your bench is IQ, Rose. I'm putting Grimes in there, Obi, and Hartenstein. Where's he fitting? Where's he fitting? I don't see it.
This is the whole question, right? Although I would switch Grimes and Fournier. I don't know why you keep putting Fournier in the starting rotation.
Fournier's not coming at that starting spot. Not yet. I'm trying to tell you. When training camp starts, preseason starts October 2nd against the Pistons, Fournier's starting at the 3, man. The 2, the 3, wherever you want to put him. He's starting.
It's going to be Grimes, man. It's going to be Grimes.
I hope so. I hope so. But go ahead.
Look. You said everything. It's right. You know, it's a crowded rotation. I'd still like to see him get playing time, 100%. I have a feeling he's going to be traded, man. I honestly do.
Yeah.
I mean, he was already in trade rumors to the Lakers before last season. It stinks because I think he does have potential to offer to this team. He's got the frame. He makes it look easy on the court. It all comes down to, can he put it all together? Can he stay healthy? All these things. You know, he was injured when he got here. He was injured towards the end of the season. You know, he's had a rough NBA career. All right. It's not his own doing. It's just start off where he wasn't shooting well. Then he started getting into a rhythm. We saw some sparks during when he played against Milwaukee 2 seasons ago. You saw some of it when he finally started to crack the rotation for the Knicks last season, right? And we saw a little bit of something down in Atlanta before he came here. He's got some talent. He needs the opportunity. Why the Knicks traded for him if they're not thinking about playing for him, going to play him, makes no sense to me. I don't like the idea of just trading for a guy with an expiring contract. Sure, you could say, and I believe that he still does have some value. I think there's more. There's definitely, it's a fact that there's more intrigue in Cam Reddish than what we had in Kevin Knox. Maybe they see this as, all right, Kevin Knox, he's on this last year. We're not going to use him after this. Let's trade him. We get Cam Reddish, stressed asset. Teams around the league still find that there's this unknown. What can Cam Reddish be if we finally get him in our system and give him an opportunity to see what he can offer a team? So I think he's more of a trade piece. I think they would have loved to see what he could have offered the team last season. At this point, if he can't crack the rotation because of how crowded it is, I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks trade him. I would hate to see him go because we don't have a guy of his arc of his type. We don't have a guy who offers, that type of wingspan, that type of ability to score when he's in rhythm. I think the things that he needs to work on is being a little bit more structured in an offensive system before he can start freelancing and doing the step back jumpers, just start playing in a more structured, organized way that teams want him to play. And not saying that he hasn't, I'm not saying that he hasn't. I think teams just want to see him do it more on a consistent basis. Okay. Because there's times, especially when he was on the Knicks, he would just go free ball, take a step back. It's like, why are you taking a step back jumper there? That's not what this is calling for right now. We're down. We're trying to knock away some points. Let's just see if we can get it. When he cuts to the basket, when he makes a definitive, like when he makes a decision on what he wants to do, that's when he's playing his best basketball. I think that's what teams want to see first. And maybe down the line, you do give him that responsibility. You do give him that wiggle room to be like, all right, go create for yourself. Go help this team. Go get us a bucket right now. But I think teams want to see the little stuff first to show that he could be a team player before they give him that big responsibility. I think he can do it. I would like to see him do it on the Knicks. But the way that everything's transpired right now, I don't see it happening here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's trade bait right now. Now, let's see. The Mitchell thing, if it happens, could blow this whole thing up. Right? Where you could lose Grimes, and now you need Cam. And maybe you do lose Grimes, and now you got Cam featured in your second unit. Which ideally, to me, if he wants a bigger role in the offense right now, to me, that's a better place for him to showcase himself, to dominate the ball a little bit more. Depending on who you have here, if you still have a Rose here who may want to defer to him a little bit, you have an IQ here, I think the second unit would be a better look for him than to be in the starting unit with 3 ball dominant guys and 2 other inefficient offensive players in Julius and RJ. You need balance in that line. We just talked about effective field goal percentage. We just talked about having a more efficient offense, which to me lends to why a Fournier is still going to be in this lineup and still going to be a prominent member of this lineup. And even though I want to see Grimes starting, I think Grimes is going to finish. But I think Cam, if he is on this team and he does get a role, I think it'd be better to come off the bench, feature him there. And then who knows? Maybe you mix and match to close games and whatnot. But right now, like I said, I don't see how he factors into this rotation unless he severely outplays somebody, or somebody gets injured, which is possible.
I think you could be a solid starter on this team. I think the team has to be reconstructed in order for him to be up there, because I think it would be awesome to see him and RJ being your wing players, and being more out in transition than what we have right now. Obviously, you're just not going to promote someone like Cam Reddish, who hasn't even played enough bench minutes, to being in a starting rotation. And that's what he wanted when he was down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And Atlanta was like, we're not doing that. We still need you to show that you can come off the bench and be a productive player for us before we give you that much of a promotion, to give you that many more minutes, to give you a bigger role. Like, can you just show us you can do this? But we know he's represented by Clutch. They advocate for their players to get those minutes. They advocate for all of them, so that way they can go get paid. They can go get paid, as his agency should do, 100%. When Cam wanted to leave Atlanta, it was to go get a bigger role. Why the Knicks got him? Because they couldn't offer him that bigger role. Still makes no sense to this day.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense. I still think if you have him, he could definitely help. But we are not constructed to give him that opportunity right now. Unless he dominates, as you said, if he dominates in practice, and then he can show that he can do everything that Tibbs is asking for him, then he better get some playing time.
Yeah.
But until that comes, or what happens, as of right now, it's an uphill battle for Cam Reddish, and it stinks because I think he's a really good player. I like Cam. I just don't see how the Knicks are the fit for him. It's still I get why the Knicks did it. I think he's just a trade asset to make another team oh, we believe in Cam. Let's trade for Cam. I believe that's why they did it. With the intrigue of maybe we can get a little sneak preview.
Yeah.
Didn't get a sneak preview, but I think he's gonna get traded, fortunately.